It's been a long WNBA season right now.
Has it?
Yes, it has. It's definitely felt like it because with the amount of banter we've been seeing online and just my one-on-one interactions in real life. We've had some noble rookies. Most importantly, I'd say Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have been the main topic of discussion throughout the season. We're getting towards the last few weeks of the WNBA season. There's a lot of conversation as far as who should be the Rookie of the Year. Myself personally, I will probably give Caitlin the vote. And if I was just the board, probably be unanimously. But let me ask you all, how do you guys feel about the race? And also, secondly, do you feel like the banter around those two as just individuals has kind of gotten larger than just the actual play?
Okay. I agree with you on Rookie of the Year. I would give it to Caitlin unanimously, probably. And if we're being honest, if we're just looking over stats, how the teams have been playing, Caitlin and the Fever have been a lot better than Angel and the Sky. The Sky have been all right, but the Fever sucked. The Fever didn't make I think the playoffs the last 8 years, and they just clinched a playoff this season because they added Caitlin. And then, sorry, what was the second part of your question? You'd say,
do you feel as though the banter between just those two and Caitlin and just specifically has become larger than people's appreciation for just the actual play of the WNBA?
Absolutely, because now you have the discussion of, is Angel Reese the Rookie of the Year? Where I don't see it. Maybe there's something there I'm not seeing. But I think there's definitely an aura of jealousy, of a narrative being written about, Caitlin and her season versus like the league and other players not liking the attention, even though it's actually good for them and the league. This is how they make more money. Them almost, they love to shoot themselves in the foot. Maybe is an analogy I've heard. Hey. I'll cut it there, but I'm just saying. At the end of the day, it should be seen as something positive, but it's not overly positive, I'd say.
What do you call it? I was here maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe co-rookie of the year. But after this stretch, we just gotta, if we're talking about being like basketball purists, right? And we're just going off straight basketball. She would unanimously be that right now. I know. Shut up. Fuck you. Unanimously. You like that? Better? All right. So the thing that I think that really is getting in the way once again is people struggle with holding multiple layers of context when you talk about sports or you talk about all these different things. And what people have to understand is Angel Reese is doing a damn good job too as well. It's just that's one thing I feel like is not talked about enough is they're in two different positions. So there's that. I feel like that's not spoken about enough, but we have to just give it up for what these two women are doing for the sport, because once again, I think some of the analysts were like, we got to look at the bigger picture. They're trying to trailblaze and set a path so the WNBA can be in a different echelon, and they are putting butts in seats. So,
and I'll just close with this, and you can clip this too. Firstly, I will say this. I'll give both of them, along with Cameron Brink and a few other rookies, tremendous round of applause for the eyes that they put on the game. Now, however you want to weight that, that's on you. As you just spoke to, they both, affect the game in different ways.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I, just as a basketball purist in my entire life watching basketball, I've never seen people appreciate rebounding as much as they have with Angel. Now, that is a huge aspect of the game. Usually teams that win the battle on the boards, they usually win games.
Yeah.
But if I just had to draft one, I'd probably rather have Caitlin because of her playmaking and scoring ability. Now, the thing I hate about basketball, and this kind of goes outside just the WNBA, but just basketball in general, people get so fixated on what you're not saying about somebody and don't appreciate what you are. Like, if I say Angel Reese is Andre Drummond right now to me, but why is that a shot? Andre Drummond is Andre Drummond.
I've said that.
Prime Andre.
Andre Drummond is
two-time All-Star.
Andre Drummond is an Olympian. Andre Drummond is an All-Star. Andre Drummond has amassed, I'm gonna guess, probably over $150 million in his career. There's nothing wrong with being Andre Drummond right now. Does she have some flaws in her game in terms of finishing, footwork around the rim? Yes. She's a phenomenal rebounder right now.
Mhm.
That's great. I can also say Caitlin early in the season has some issues with turnovers. Both things can be true. Like, you don't have to. This isn't Battle of Bloods and Crips. Like, bro, you don't have to pick a side. You can just appreciate basketball.
I think you also have to play devil's advocate for that a little bit. I think you also have to see where the game is. Andre Drummond in 2020, is Andre Drummond as we see him. You put Andre Drummond in the 80s, all of a sudden, he has a statue outside of an arena probably.
No, because if he's still averaging 13 points, he's still Andre Drummond.
He averaged like 16 and like 16 a couple seasons.
Yeah. He was a fantasy. He was a
He
fantasy
averaged
stud.
16 boards a year.
I think it was, or 15. 16 or 15 one year.
15,
I think
15,
rebounds.
15 sound. Yeah,
15, something like that. I think you also have to look at the NBA, the age of the NBA, where it's at. I don't think you can compare players like Caitlin Clark to current NBA players because of the development, how old the league is and how long, men have had, like they have the head start because of how it's developed. I think the WNBA is in a place almost where the NBA was in like the 70s or 80s. Like,
whoa. I ain't gonna go that far because it's a lot of women that really got like a deep bag right now, like Arike, Aneka, Kelsey Mitchell, that could like score like a motherfucker.
And so did Mark Price and other guys that played in the 80s.
Bro, but Mark Price could shoot, but I don't know if his bag, like the creativity some of these women got now with their ball handling and shit like that. I'm not saying it's
a 1-for-1 comparison, but like in
Okay.
terms of where the league is,
If you want to say it
of
was
talent, there's only 14 WNBA teams.
Yeah.
And you see rookies getting drafted. They're eventually cut after a couple years
because it's that hard to keep a job.
It's hard to keep the job, but it's because the league just isn't there yet.
From a business ops lens, yeah. But as far as like development with like skill play, I don't know. I wouldn't say the gap is that far.
Maybe not 80s
in terms of play style. Like 70s was crazy, bro. Like
maybe
if you want to say like early
crazy.
2010s, like
City Moncrief had a bag, but anyway, I'll give him 90s.
Drummond's best stats were 18 and 16 in 1 year.
18 and 16. Shout out to Andre Drummond. Man.
How many games they won that year?
It's not about the wins.
No, it is because if you're getting 12 points in garbage time, when
again, if he's putting up those numbers in the 80s, he's having a statue.
Who?
Drummond.
Not sure, but that is the 2019-2020 season.
Oh,
with
they for
Detroit.
sure ass.
He only played 49 games that season. So.
Oh yeah, they were for sure ass.
Enough games.
So really quick to bring this point home, and shout out to the Facts Dragon's cousin, doing facts over there. Bring up that point you were talking about Barkley. Like, how do you think that resonates? Because you were just talking about this off pod.
Was I?
Charles Barkley.
Oh yeah. So Charles Barkley was on the Bill Simmons podcast, and he was like, they could not have. I think his quote was something along the lines of, "They could not have messed us up more if they would have tried. Like they had to try to mess up Caitlin Clark and her essentially brand recognition for the league to have made it this bad the way they've done it." And he was speaking towards not the league not really promoting her, players showing a little bit of jealousy, the whole USA basketball situation, all that stuff.
You don't feel like the leagues promoted her? She's been in a lot of nationally televised games.
I feel like they promote tunnel fits more than Caitlin Clark.
Bro,
I see Nika Mule more than I see Caitlin Clark on social media, and she's averaging 0 points and half a rebound for the Storm.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, we are. Well, actually, I don't know how that works with starting.
Before she was hurt, did you not see Cameron Brink more?
Yeah, but Cameron Brink's also a lot more active on social media than Caitlin.
She's just a hometown girl.
Yeah, like seriously,
trying to ball.
She just want to hoop and
Beaverton,
go home.
Exactly, and dodging allegations that her boyfriend enjoys a good Trump rally.
Damn, he just had to throw
Like,
that
bro, you just like.
He's a rower. What do you want, man? He's a rower at Stanford. Like,
I thought that random fact was hilarious.
I mean, they've been in a lot of nationally televised games this year. And
hey, it's the first time I've watched Ion, so fair enough to them.
Yeah. So.
No, I just want to make sure that was kind of talked about, at least when we bring this up, because once again, I think we do a lot of the women who play the sport a disservice when we kind of talk about this, because
either way, they're going to be unhappy with us talking about the sport.
Oh no, I understand, but it's kind of like that balanced perspective of like, if we talk about any sport where it's kind of like we talk about the pros, the cons, the in betweens, where it's kind of like, I think that's what all of the WNBA players, have ever wanted. We're like, hey, we just want to be considered and want to be treated as equally when it comes to sports. Because I'll have to admit, I've watched the most WNBA games I've ever watched this season because of those two women, and I can't. And every time we talk about this, I can't cap and say all this because I've never was, and I feel like a lot of people, and Stephen, I'll say, I feel like Stephen A, some of them be capping. We're like, bro, you really wasn't coming.
Oh yeah, no,
he
for
was
sure.
like us.
Because last year,
he was like us.
Last year when the Aces and Liberty had a finals matchup, it was damn near like the Olympic team scrimmaging. Nobody really paid that much attention to it.
So I always try to inch very closely as I build my knowledge to be like, if I'm going to be a true fan of anything, like I have to really know stuff. So I always kind of like hold back, not because I want to be canceled, because like I'm still learning, because I'm gonna eventually find my WNBA team. I haven't found it yet. I just like certain players, but that's it.
Who's your favorite player right now?
I would have to say the Juju.
She's in college.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I'm waiting.
Oh, okay.
Liberty.
So like,
I
I just liked, because I watched that tournament and how she went out, the pride she had gives me like Bob Gill energy, and I was like, that's a person I would follow.
Bob Gill energy. That's a crazy reach.
I've never said, yeah, that gives me Cassian Vasil energy.
I'll be watching Steph shooting three. I'm like, damn, bro, that's some real tight forward shit right there. Like, bro, like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. What?
Yeah. No. I like the dog in her.
I wouldn't say I got a team right now, but Asia Wilson.
You're an Aces guy.
I really like. No, I really like her. I just like her game, but she got no.
She's a dog.
She got no holes in her game, and she a dog.
She also hasn't missed the game in like 3 seasons.
I felt following her be cheating. That's why I was like, let me wait.
Yeah.
She's like the LeBron.
Exactly.
I fuck with her. Stewie, she a GOAT from UConn. Kelsey Mitchell, a dog. Cam, even though she didn't get to play, I really liked her last year at Stanford. Caitlin, I mean, it goes without saying. Enrique, like, she got a bag, but she kind of a chuck too, so it's kind of hard. I can't always fall in love with her, but yeah, it's a lot of women balling right now, so hopefully the game keeps on growing. But speaking of sports,